How's it going, Attachment 35? I'm Cadet Torres, and today I'll be presenting to you guys the active stretching we'll be doing for PT, or the workouts for Tuesday and Thursday. Unfortunately, we will not be able to meet in person those days because of the bad air quality here in Fresno. With all the fires going on, it's very unhealthy. We've been checking all the air quality the entire time, and it's predicted to be not very unhealthy, but unhealthy, above 150 to 200 per the forecast that we looked up online. So getting straight into it, the warm-ups that we're going to be doing, or the active stretching before we do our circuit, is going to be the high knees, the butt kickers, and the lunge with torso twist. And by all means, if you feel that you need to do a little more warm-ups for it, by all means add exercises or add extra active stretches to this warm-up for you. The point of the warm-up is to get you warm and to get loose for the exercise, so you're not really going to have the occurrence of hurting or pulling anything as you're doing these circuits. So the first exercise we're going to be doing is the high knees. So high knees, you're going to hold your hands out here, or you don't need to hold them as long as you get your knees high enough. It's just a gauge to know where to bring your knees to. So you're going to go at a quicker pace than what I was just demonstrating. You're going to bring your knees straight up like this. I like to hold my hands out to give me a good gauge, once again, of where I need to bring my knees. And how we're supposed to be doing it is at a faster pace, so it's going to go like this. You want to keep this pace the entire time. Make sure you get your knees up. It might look a little silly, but it's really good for warming up. We're going to be doing warm-ups for 5 to 10 minutes. By all means, you can do this in 30-second chunks, or you can do it for a full minute. So going into the next exercise, which is the butt kicker, excuse me. So butt kickers are almost the opposite of what you do for high knee. You want to keep your heel to touch your butt. You want to get your heel to touch your butt the entire time for butt kickers. So once again, it's going to go at a faster pace than what I'm demonstrating right now. You're going to really be going like this. Once again, you're trying to get your heart rate up, to warm up, to get loose for when we're doing the circuit. Once again, you can break this up to 30 seconds, or you can just do a full minute of these. Now for the third exercise for this active warm-up, it's going to be the lunge with the torso twist. So lunges, as most of you know, or I would not assume that most of you know, sorry, it's just going to be putting one leg out. And with the lunge, you want to keep your knee behind your toes. You want to get down deep into that lunge. And with the twist, you're going to turn either to the right first or the left. Doesn't really matter which way you turn first. This is how it should be. Lunge with a torso twist. You need to come back up, go back down, go right back into twisting. Now if you find yourself teetering back and forth, try squeezing and activating your core a little more to hold stable a little more, a little easier. And then if you're still really stumbling like that, it's a good gauge of whether or not you need to start working out your core a little more. So I've done my torso twist with those. Come back up, switch legs, go back into it. Make sure you're feeling a good stretch here in your quad. Come back up, torso twist. My knee is behind my toes. Twist, come back up, switch, start all over again. All right, and that is the active warm-up. Alright, at 35, we're gonna get into the actual workout for the day, or the circuit. So there's going to be about 10 exercises we're going to be doing for the circuit. They're going to be the body squat, the V-up, the lunges, heel taps, single leg calf raises, Superman lifts, mountain climbers, push-ups, and burpees. My favorite one is the burpees. So for body squats, it's going to be body weight. A good gauge is to keep your feet shoulder width apart, maybe just a little past shoulder width apart. I like to go past shoulder width apart, keep my legs a little wider. You want to keep your feet pointed forward. If they go out a little bit, is okay, but ideally, you want to keep them pointed forward the entire time. Just going to act like you're sitting back in a chair. So in the squat, ideally you want to hold 90 degrees. You can go past 90 degrees a little bit, but nothing super low. Otherwise, it's really not more working out. It's more or less kind of stretching your groin a little bit. So you want to get up, get to 90. You want to make sure your knees are behind your toes. That's a good gauge to tell you whether or not you're leaning too far forward and your knees go past. Or if you're leaning too far back, you're just going to fall backwards, which I've done multiple times before. A good way to help you with your weight displacement is keep the weight on the middle of your foot or back middle of your foot, so just a little bit past the middle of your foot. It's a good way to tell you exactly how a good squat should be. It kind of helps you align more or less how your knees should be and everything like that. And a big thing with squats too is you want to keep your chest up and proud. So to help me do that, I like to keep my arms out. You can keep your arms to the side. I just always like to do this. It kind of helps keep me balanced and keep conscious note that I need to keep my chest up. So a couple repetitions of these. And remember, we're going to be doing this for time, so try to get good quality reps at a fast pace. So something like this would be pretty good. Remember, I'm not going super past 90. If I go past 90, just a little bit. Really engage those hamstrings and your quads. And then also your glutes as well. So that was the demonstration for the body squat. The next exercise will be the V-up. So V-ups, you're gonna start off by laying on your back. You're gonna be flat out, feet up to the sky, arms out above your head. Then you're just gonna fold up, meet in the middle, touch your toes. So that's 1 repetition. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So the point with V-ups, you want to make sure that you're keeping your feet and your legs locked out. So you don't want to bend and do the workout. You want to keep your legs straight the entire time. Notice my legs didn't bend really at all when I came up for the V-up. So good demonstration. Try to keep your feet together as well. And that was the demonstration for a V-up. Next exercise will be the lunge. Excuse me, I'm sweating quite a bit. So lunge, like I mentioned earlier for when we were doing the lunge torso twist for the active warm-ups, we're just gonna 1 leg forward. Remember to keep that knee behind the toe, but this time you wanna keep this back leg close to 90 as well, to where it's really engaging your quad, and then it's also engaging your hamstring here and your front leg as well. So you're gonna come up, switch, go back into another lunge, opposite leg. Keeping conscious. A little bit, it's a little easier when you step out a little farther to help keep your knee behind your toes, so it's not something to really worry about as you're doing the exercise. But if you find yourself when you're taking short steps, just be conscious of where your knee is being placed, or just, once again, lengthen out the stride or the step that you take for a lunge. So these are lunges right here. So with my left, come back up, go to right, and so on and so forth. So going into the 4th exercise, which is the heel tap. So it's gonna be another core exercise like the V-up, but it's more working on the outside of your abs. I forgot the exact muscle group, I apologize. You're gonna keep your legs here. Sorry. About 90 degrees is how you want your legs. You're gonna keep your shoulders up. Just gonna touch your heels the entire time for the 45 seconds we have for the workout. It's just like this. You're more or less like a penguin waddling side to side the entire time, just laying on your back. Now, if you want to increase the difficulty, put your legs out a little more, reach out more. If you want to make it a little easier, if the regular one was a little too difficult for you, bring your legs a little closer. By all means, I encourage you to make it a little more difficult for yourself. Something that's going to challenge you, but not necessarily kill you at the exact time, so you can pace yourself for it. So that was the heel tap. Going to the next one is going to be single leg calf raises. So you can do this one either along the wall if you need the support, or you can do it standing up by yourself. It's just you're on 1 leg essentially. You're going to do calf raise. Go on your toes. Now, for balance sake, I probably should be using something for myself, but I like to challenge myself a little more. Just try to keep it balancing on 1 foot the entire time for the calf raise. So you want to get on the ball of your foot, or get on your tippy toes almost, for these calf raises. It's more or less putting all your body weight on your calf to work it out and get those nice big bulky calves. So if you need support, have a wall right here, doing calf raises, holding myself up pushing along the wall so I'm not gonna fall over. And if I need to switch, turn, use my left hand for right leg, right hand for my left leg, switching, making sure needing that nice full extension. Now something that would help work out a little better too, is when you come up, hold it for a second, squeeze that calf, and come back down. Up, squeeze, back down. Up, squeeze, back down. Make sure you're getting a good calf workout right there. Now going on to the next exercise, we're gonna do the Superman lifts. Superman lifts, you're gonna be spread out all on the floor right here. You're gonna go flat. And then when you come up, you're gonna bring your arms up like this and your legs up like that. You wanna get your quads off the ground. So you're gonna go like this, hold, come back down. Up, hold, back down. Up, hold, back down. Up, hold, back down. It's more or less like you're free falling on the carpet. It's a little difficult, but it should. So it's more or less like you're free falling, but like when you're free falling, you're gonna just basically, instead of the wind pushing your arms up, you're gonna hold it up yourself because of gravity and stuff. So up, hold, back down. Up and hold, back down. Up and hold, back down. And that is the Superman lift. So getting into the next workout, or exercise, excuse me, we're gonna be going into the mountain climbers. So mountain climbers are gonna be, more or less, you're gonna be in front leaning rests, like we're doing push-ups. You're gonna just start off with 1 foot forward and 1 foot back, like you're getting ready to do a sprint almost too. And so these are meant to be done at a faster pace, but for demonstration purposes, I'm gonna go slow for you. So just alternate legs. You're gonna bring this back leg forward, almost kneeing your elbow. You're gonna kick that the leg that was already in the front straight to the back where the back leg used to be. More or less, you're alternating like a lunge. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And now the purpose of this, even when you're going fast, you want to make sure you're making contact with your front foot on the ground. There are people who just literally kick. This is it. I mean, it's still a good workout too, but for these mountain climbers, I want you to bring your foot up so it's touching the entire time. Alrighty, and that is the mountain climber. Going into the next exercise is the push-up. So I'm gonna get back in front leaning rest once again. So I'm sure most of you know what a push-up is. There are different variations of good push-up form or technique. Personally, what I like to do is I like to keep my elbows tucked in more to my side when I come down. So for me, it works more of my triceps as I'm coming down. You can go out a little wider for that. For me, it's more or less that shoulder width apart, maybe just a little out, just past shoulder width apart. But there are other ways too. If you go out a little wider, it's more engaging for your chest, uses your shoulder a little more. That one I feel is a little more prone to getting a little more shoulder injury as well. That's why I like to tuck mine in a little more. But everyone has their own way of how they like to do it. For FA purposes, they're not going to judge you whether or not your elbow's out or tucked in, things like that. They're just making sure you're going down, breaking 90, and that you're coming back up. Chest isn't touching the floor, knees aren't touching the floor, things like that. So the way I like to do push-ups, just about shoulder width, like I said, maybe a little past. I'm up in front leaning rest. I come down, elbows are tucked to my sides, my chest isn't touching the floor, squeezing my core, my glutes, and come right back up. Once again, like I said, that works more of your triceps. So down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And like I mentioned earlier too, if you want to go a little wider, take your hands out just a little past shoulder width apart. Coming up here, come down. You can shoot your elbows out, work your chest a little more. Down, up, down, up. Make sure you're breaking 90. Come back up, down, up, down, up. And if these push-ups are a little hard for you to do at the regular one with your knees off the ground, the modified way of doing push-ups is you cross your feet, put your knees on the ground, and you're just doing push-ups like these. Still squeezing your core and your glutes, just pushing up. Alrighty, And that is the correct way to do for push-ups. Now the last one of my favorite ones, I'm gonna need to catch my breath a little bit for this one too, is the burpee. So burpees are compiled more of a jump or a squat jump more or less. Not a squat jump, excuse me. A jump, reaching up to the sky, come back down, and you're going straight into a push-up. So I start my burpees off when I jump into the sky, come back down, go straight into push-ups. So hang on, excuse me once again. Need to catch my breath. Hope all of you are going to enjoy this. I know I might look like I'm out of shape and I'm breathing heavy, but once you get into the circuit, you're going to be breathing a little heavy too. Trust me, these are, it's good, it's killer. As you're keeping up that pace with it, get 30 seconds of rest, you're working for 45 seconds. It's going to be a good workout. You guys are going to enjoy it. So like I said, for the burpee, we're going to start jumping up. So jump up, going straight down to push up, come back up, knees up, jump again. That is one full repetition. So it's a jump, come down, kick my legs out, go straight to push up, do a push up, bring my knees back up, and jump up. That is one full repetition. So I guess you could do this in counts of 8 in your head. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's one full repetition. Or there's a one way that we do it is 1, 2, 3, 4. I love the Air Force. Fun way to remember it. So going at a faster speed, it should look like this. Alrighty, and that is the circuit that we have planned for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys when we're doing stretches. Alright, so going into our cool down stretching. So the first one, or the first stretch that we're going to do is the Cobra pose. So you're going to come out, you're going to have your hands just about shoulder width apart. You're going to just push your hips forward into the ground. You're just going to let your back stretch and your feet out like that. So you hold this for about approximately 20 to 30 seconds. Then we come up and we go into child's pose. So this is child's pose. You want to have your hands out flat still, leaning on forward to stretch out your shoulders a little bit, pushing in, stretch out your lower back. Keep your feet and your toes down. You want them to have like a little spring effect. Come right in, back into Cobra pose, holding child's pose for 25 to 30 seconds again. We're going to do this about 3 times. Then going back into child's pose. Back into Cobra. And back into child's pose. Alright, you're going into the next stretch. Excuse me real quick. Laptop fell asleep on me. There we go. We're going to go into the torso twist. So the torso twist, we're going to come sit on our butts. You're going to cross either your right leg or your left leg first, however you choose to do so. Bring it up here. Try to pull it a little forward, right beside your opposite knee. So if you have your right leg that you bring up this way, you're gonna put it right by on the outside of your left knee. You're gonna turn, pushing your elbow on the back of this leg that's up, which is currently my right leg. I'm gonna turn my body to where I get that nice stretch. Holding all stretches for approximately 25 to 30 seconds, about 3 sets for each rotation, because I'll show you here in a second. Switching over, we're gonna do the same thing. Switch legs, bring that left leg up on the outside of your right knee. Bring your right elbow pushing against your left knee. Turning. Take the time to have a self-reflection, show how you, or talk about how you guys killed the workout we had. Have a good time, celebrate. Obviously, healthily, don't go out and eat junk food just because you did one workout. Please don't do that. Switch legs. Just going back and forth for each step, or stretch, excuse me. Alrighty, and that'll be the end for the demonstration of the torso twist. So remember, doing 3 sets of those for approximately 25 to 30 seconds each rotation, so each side. Next one we got is the pretzel. So for this one, if I can remember correctly, bringing my left leg up, I'm gonna kind of have it 90 degrees, push my knee out just a little more. I'm gonna have my left ankle on top of my right knee here. I'm gonna bring my right leg up. I'm gonna grab onto the back of my right hamstring, pull my knee into my body to stretch right around my left hip flexor right here. Pull. So feel amazing once you're doing it. Switching legs, gonna bring that left leg down, switch, bring my right ankle on top of my left knee. Gonna push my right knee out a little bit, pushing it down. Gonna bring my left leg, and I'm gonna pull on my left hammy, stretch my right hip flexor. Remember doing these for approximately 25 to 30 seconds. Getting that good stretch. Make sure we're all nice and loose afterwards. Not gonna build up a whole lot of lactic acid in our muscles and have cramps. I feel amazing. Switching legs again. Bring my right leg down. My left ankle up to the back of my right knee. Push my left knee down a little bit to the ground. Bring my right leg up and pulling on that right hammy. Switch one more time. Remember, we're doing 3 repetitions for each side of this, and just for demonstration purposes, I'm only doing 2. Put that left leg down, put that right ankle on top of the back of your left knee, pushing my right knee down a little bit, lifting my left leg up and pulling that left hammy, stretch that right hip flexor. Alrighty, and that is the pretzel stretch. So seated toe touch, it's kind of, I'm sure most of you may have done it, but a seated toe touch, we're gonna go one where it's straight out, and we're gonna spread our feet apart, go down to the left leg, and we're gonna go to the right leg. So starting off in the middle, just reach out as far as you can go without your knees bending. Don't try to outstretch yourself, because that's we're gonna get prone to injury more. Just reach out as far as you can. 25, 30 seconds. For demonstrative purposes, I'm just gonna do the 1 set this time. Remember, you're gonna release, come back up, wait a couple of seconds, then go right back into it. And then after you're done with 3 sets of those, you're gonna spread your feet apart, go down to your left foot, hold as far as you can, 25 to 30 seconds once again. Hold a little bit. Make sure, try to keep this leg as straight as possible. You don't want it to bend. That's how you get that nice stretch in. And you come back up, wait a few seconds, do your next 2 sets then you're gonna switch to your right foot. Hold that for approximately 25-30 seconds. Make sure to keep those legs straight so you get that good stretch in the leg. And holding that for 25-30 seconds, just go ahead, come back up, wait a few seconds, go back to your left, 25-30 seconds, back up, back to the right. Same thing for 3 sets for each of those. So the lower back, so lay on back, bring knee to chest. So you're gonna lay on your back, you're gonna bring one knee up, you're just gonna pull back on that. Hold this for 25-30 seconds. Then once those 25-30 seconds are up, you're gonna put that leg out, bring your right knee up, hold that. And once again, 25-30 seconds are up, you're gonna switch, do that until you get it 3 sets for each leg. And the last one is gonna be the hip flexor. So